Everyone's telling you to start a YouTube channel in 2025, but after 7 months on the platform, I've actually learned there are some real reasons why you actually shouldn't. So if that's you and you're thinking about jumping into YouTube, here are 7 honest reasons why YouTube might not be for you, but stick around until the end of this video because I'm going to give one reason why it actually might be for you. This is going to be a real and genuine conversation of my journey being a filmmaker for 7 years, but only being a YouTuber for 7 months. So, let's talk about it. Reason number 1, why YouTube might not be for you. You want results now. YouTube is not a quick game to fame. It's really the long game. It takes a ton of patience. And one thing that I have learned is I kind of came into YouTube thinking, it's not as hard as people say. Like, you upload some videos, you get some results, you get views, you go viral, one of your videos pops off, it's gonna be great. From then on, it's just smooth sailing. And that's actually not the case whatsoever. YouTube is very slow. You have to build it, you have to stick with it, you have to grow your channel, you have to do the work, you have to learn the process. If you're wanting quick results, yes, there are some times that things go viral or you get lucky and a video just pops off all by itself, even if you put no thought or strategy into it. But that's not the case most of the time. So if you're wanting quick results, you're wanting results right now, YouTube might not be for you because you have to be able to stick with it, to have patience, to work the system and learn a process that will actually get you results for a long time so that you can actually get to a sustainable place on YouTube. You pretty much have to be ready to upload that video and just hear crickets because ain't nobody gonna watch your first few videos. Trust me, been there, done that. But YouTube's not about quick results. It's about putting in the work, creating a system, and being in it for the long term. All right, reason number 2. You think that just having good gear will get you good results. And the truth is, on YouTube, yes, quality matters. I'm a filmmaker of 7 years. I'm obviously going to come in here and get the gear, get the lights, get the good camera. But that cannot make up for storytelling. If your video is boring and your topic or your information does not hit or resonate with the viewer, then nobody's going to watch it, whether it was filmed on a cinema camera or not. And I think that's one of the hardest things that I've learned coming onto YouTube, being a filmmaker of 7 years, having so much experience. I have the video knowledge down pat, but I realized when I jumped on YouTube, okay, somebody's not just going to look at this really nice, well-lit video that's got great audio of me talking about something if the information doesn't provide value, if it's not packaged correctly in a way that people want to watch it, or it doesn't meet a need in their life. So if you're wanting true success on YouTube, it's definitely not all about the gear. It's more about having good information that provides value, that makes an impact, that people want to watch. And that's why there are so many creators that are having huge success only filming on an iPhone, or they don't understand all of the rules of lighting or audio or filmmaking or composition, but they may be having tons of people watch their videos because they're meeting a need, they're providing entertainment, they're making an impact, they're giving value in such a good way that it overcomes the quality issues. So it's definitely not all about the gear. You have to know how to use the gear, use storytelling, and be able to provide content that actually works. Reason number 3 that YouTube might not be for you is if you're not willing to fail publicly. So let's talk about this one because this has been a big lesson for me. Every video idea that you have will not pop off and be the greatest thing that's ever hit YouTube. A lot of times, the ideas that you put the most thought, energy, and effort into actually flop and do nothing like, what you thought they would do. And this is tough, especially as a creative, because you expect that, all right, when I come up with all of this and I have this idea and I think it through and I film it, and I execute and I edit it and it turns out how I think it should have and I'm so proud of it, it ought to do great, right? And then it gets no views and you have to deal with the disappointment and, okay, well, what did I do wrong? What can I change? What can I improve? What would do better? And the best way to learn that lesson is you don't take the video down or stop trying new ideas. You leave it out there. You leave it there with those low number of views because that's part of your process in growing and learning on YouTube. Every single video you make, you're just putting in reps. You're getting better at it. You're learning. You're growing. Try those new ideas. You probably learned something during that whole process of trying to execute that idea that actually helped you grow so that you can make an even better video idea next time. But it's definitely not easy to put it out there be ready for criticism, for negative comments, and for other people to see like, okay, nobody watched this video. But social media is definitely public and it's online and everybody's going to see it. But you can't let that get you down from putting things out there, trying new things, and being willing to actually fail at some of your ideas, because that will cause you to grow at a much more rapid pace than if you hadn't tried anything. All right, reason number 4. You're chasing trends instead of trying to find your own voice. Now, this one really hits home for me because I feel like I'm in the middle of this process of trying to learn not to just copy what everybody else is doing on YouTube. And that's so difficult because I'm coming into the filmmaking, YouTube content space, camera gear, video editing, DaVinci Resolve. And so the easiest thing to do is just look at what all of the other filmmaker creatives are doing and regurgitate that and do it in my own way and copy that. And that's totally fine to do that to a certain extent, but you shouldn't only focus on chasing the trends, chasing what's current, and trying to just constantly do that, because I've experienced it and you start to get a little bit burnt out. And so the hardest part is finding out, okay, what's my content? What's my voice? What's my impact online? What's something unique to me that no one else has that I can bring to this area of expertise? Sure, there's tons of filmmakers, there's tons of people doing DaVinci content, but what can I personally bring to that to make it different, to make it my own? And honestly, this has just been such a struggle for me personally, because it is much harder to be creative, have original creativity, than it is to just go look at something that's already been done and copy that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's one of the best ways to do content, is to find what works and do it in your own way. So that's definitely should be a large chunk of your content, should be formatted in that way. But there does need to come a point where you find your own voice and how you can really change it to make it yours and to bring your life experience to it, to bring your skills to it, knowledge that other people may not have, your personality, whatever it may be, to create your own voice, make original, creative content, and not just rely on chasing trends, because that will absolutely wear you out and you will burn out so quick. Don't chase trends all the time. Make sure and build your own voice. All right, let's move on to reason number 5. But before we do, remember to stick around to the end, because I'm going to give one huge reason why YouTube might be for you. Okay, reason number 5, you're a perfectionist. Now, this one just gut punched a whole lot of people, including myself, because you don't want to upload it because it's not perfect. And until we can make it perfect, we don't upload it. And if that's your mentality, you will never grow on YouTube, because you have to be willing to get it to a really good place. And this is hard just as a filmmaker in general, because you want something to be 100% perfect. You want it to be 100% done. And the best rule is get it to 80% and let it go, because you will eventually keep nitpicking and changing little bitty things that no one is going to notice except you or some other really high level professional in your field. And so it's better to go ahead and upload it. And I've had to do this over and over on my 7-month YouTube journey. There were so many videos where I was like, I think this is a good idea. And then I get in there, I film it, and I'm like, I think it was okay. And then you go to edit it and you're like, this was not my best effort. This was kind of terrible. I don't really like how I said this. I didn't get the information out correctly. It wasn't long enough. It was too long. I rambled like I'm doing in this video probably. And so there have been times where I'm like, okay, maybe I just shouldn't even post this one. Like, we'll just skip this one. I'll come up with a different idea. But I have posted, every video instead of not posting it and putting it up there, even though I thought it could be better, or I thought of 16 things I could have done differently or improved or just left out. I posted it anyway, because that's how you learn and grow on YouTube. You keep putting out the videos. Most of the time, no one's going to notice those little inconsistencies or mistakes that you're going to notice. And it's way more important to put out content and be consistent, even if it's not perfect. Now, I'm not saying put out loads of bad content, because that's not going to help your channel either. But if it's content that you really tried on and it's just not perfect, go ahead and post it, because YouTube will reward consistency and you will learn and grow so much from letting go and releasing it, even if it's not perfect. All right, reason number 6, you underestimate how much time it's going to take. So here's the reality. It doesn't matter how short that video is, unless you literally just film it on your phone and like upload it straight with no editing, no work, no title, no packaging, no research. That would be like the shortest way you could do this. But in reality, it takes a long time. So even like a 10-minute YouTube video can take you days or like a couple of weeks to actually complete, because you got to do all of the editing. You've got to do research for title, thumbnail, how you're going to package it, make multiple thumbnails to do A/B testing. You've got to research it before you film it. You've got to plan what you're going to say. Then you got to actually film it. You got to set everything up before you film it. Then you've got to edit, and it's like, okay, does it need music? Does it need text? Do I need all of these like template overlay thingies that look really cool? Do I need to make myself disappear? That's going to take longer in editing unless you use the AI Magic Mask tool. Check the video up here for a video I did on that. Anyway, the point is, it really does take a lot longer than you think it does. I started out and I was like, oh, this will be so easy. I'm already working full time, but I'm going to do YouTube on the side. So I was like, I'll just have, like all my time at home to do it. And now I'm like, I gotta make time on the weekend so that I can film it and edit it and get it scheduled so I can upload every week on the same day, be consistent. And it's so tough to actually make time because you have to put in the effort of planning the video because you want it to actually do well. So you can't just throw things together and expect that to happen. So it definitely takes way more time than you think it's going to take. But it doesn't have to be like an unfathomable amount of time. It's just that it's more time than you think. So it's not overwhelming, but it can be overwhelming. But if you get a process and a strategy together, it's not overwhelming. And you can dedicate certain amounts of time during the week to do all of these steps. You don't have to do them all at one time. So it's not impossible, but the point is that it's more time than you think it will be. Let's move on to the next point. It's like this point's taking longer than you thought it would. So it's like that, but with YouTube videos. All right, last one. Reason number 7. You don't actually enjoy the process. So here's the real truth. If you're going after just being a quote YouTuber and you just think, oh, it's fun, it's cool, you get all these friends, you get to collab, it's gonna be great, but you don't actually love creating, planning, researching, coming up with topics, answering people's questions, engaging with people, impacting people, and the whole process of filming and being on YouTube, if you don't, you will be miserable and you'll get burnout so quick. So there are definitely parts of the YouTube process that I really don't love that much. I would love to just think of an idea, make the video, edit it, make it really cool, post it, and everybody love it. But I have to take into account that that's not always like a metric for success if you're trying to succeed on YouTube. You need to put some thought into it, do some planning, do some research. And that's not always my favorite part of the YouTube process. But I embrace it because I love YouTube. I love the fulfillment it brings. I love helping people. I love providing value, making a positive impact in somebody's life. I love teaching. And if there's a way that I can help somebody by making a video, then that's going to outweigh all of the challenges and things that I have to go through, videos with no views, the process of learning and growing and failing. Because I love the process of YouTube and the overarching goal and mission that I have to provide impact on YouTube. So if you don't actually enjoy the process of YouTube, it's not that you won't ever see success, but it will be very difficult to continue that success long term. So that's reason number 7. I have learned a lot in these last 7 months. And that was some of these reasons I wanted to do a play on what I've learned, but also these are real truths that have kind of come to light that could hinder somebody that's wanting to actually start on YouTube. And it's been such a unique experience for me because I'm a filmmaker. It seems like I would have an edge, but I really learned coming on YouTube, even after 7 months. It was like a slap in the face of like, that doesn't give you an edge. You still have to learn and grow and expand yourself so much with the skill of doing YouTube, which is totally different than just making videos. So we've talked about 7 reasons why YouTube might not be for you, but let's end it out with one huge reason why YouTube might be for you. And that is you want to do something hard in order to impact people in a positive way while experiencing fulfillment and personal growth. And that to me is the closest I can come to summing up my 7-month experience on YouTube. You do something that's hard, whether it's putting yourself out there, learning new skills to be able to film yourself, to be able to edit, to be able to create content if you've never created content before. You learn different tricks with editing. You research, you dive into, okay, how do you create YouTube videos? What's the strategy? How do I format them? How do I get retention? How do I get watch hours? And you learn this whole new world. So you do something hard, but it's all for the purpose of impacting somebody's life in a positive way, providing education, providing entertainment, whatever niche you might be going into. You have to get a purpose and a why going before you ever start. And if you are fulfilling on that purpose and you're getting, comments of how people are saying, hey, you explained this in such a great way, or this actually helped me so much, and you start getting that fulfillment of helping others, meeting a need in their life. And then add on top of that, just the personal growth that you go through by being on YouTube, the skills that you learn, putting yourself out there, learning to communicate, learning how to share a message, learning how to get information across to somebody, editing skills, camera skills, audio skills, learning how to work with brands, however far you take it, becoming an affiliate, learning business skills. I mean, it's an entire world all unto itself, and it provides so much personal growth, personal development, and you get so much fulfillment out of actually impacting real people. Because if you come into YouTube just doing it, for yourself, which, there are cases where you can do it for yourself. Like, I wanted to be more disciplined, and so this has helped me be, okay, I'm not going to miss a week of uploading. I've got to do these steps. I've got to be disciplined. I've got to film a video when I don't want to. There is that aspect of it. But behind all of that, you've got to be doing it for a why. What's your why in wanting to even create a YouTube channel? What's your purpose? And once you figure that out, the hard, difficult process becomes like the greatest gift because it leads to fulfillment and it leads to personal development and personal growth. And that's, I feel, the biggest impact through these 7 months on my YouTube journey. I think that's been the thing that stood out the most to me, is that yes, it's hard. Yes, you get burnout. Yes, there are slumps where there's no views or you just can't seem to figure out the video formula. This video right here might not even be getting that many views. But this is worth it because I'm able to share part of my journey, and if it impacts one person, if there's one view and it made a difference in somebody's life, then this video is a success. And if you can come into YouTube with that mindset, you will succeed and you will be able to do it for years to come, which is my goal. I plan to do this for years, Lord willing. And one more cool part that I'll add on is that I'm also, a Christian and I'm a church creative. And so YouTube has actually pushed me to learn and grow and gain new skills that I can now apply to kingdom creative things. And to me, that is just the coolest part of being able to grow yourself. And this has been that outlet and that discipline for me to be able to do that. But now I can apply it to the kingdom of God and also further that with my increase in skills and knowledge and expertise. So just think about how it can affect other areas of your life, because it definitely will. It's not just something that's on the side. Being on YouTube will definitely impact many areas of your life, and it can do so in such a positive way. So if you're thinking about starting YouTube in 2025, I think you should totally go for it. I know some of these reasons were meant to be funny, but they are very true. And if it's something that you can't get over, then YouTube might not be for you. But if you can push through the difficult aspects of it, YouTube is so rewarding. But let me know in the comments which one of these reasons kind of hit the hardest for you. Or if you heard all of these reasons and you're thinking about, you know what, I'm just gonna start a channel anyway, let me know in the comments below. I would love to cheer you on, give some encouragement, or even talk about some of the struggles you may be facing, and I might have some experience that could help you along with that struggle. If you like this video and you found some value and you're gonna take that step of starting a YouTube channel, be sure to check out this video right over here where I give you a complete beginner's guide to learning how to edit, because that's an important part of getting started on YouTube.